Even at 8 years old, Lauren was never one to back down from a dare. She thrived on challenges, always seeking the next thrill. So, when her friends whispered about the abandoned lake house at the edge of town, her curiosity was instantly piqued. She felt a familiar pull, an irresistible urge to uncover the truth behind the rumors. Legend said it was haunted, a place where children went missing, never to be seen again. Lauren, armed with her trusty flashlight and a heart full of fearless curiosity, decided to see for herself what lay within. The afternoon sun cast long, eerie shadows as she approached the house, making it look even more foreboding. It stood on a hill, overlooking the still, glassy lake, its reflection shimmering ominously on the water's surface. The wood was rotten, eaten away by time and weather, giving the house a skeletal appearance. Windows gaped like empty sockets, promising darkness within, as if the house itself was watching her. Lauren took a deep breath, steeling herself, and stepped inside the ominous structure. The air inside was thick with dust and the smell of decay, a testament to years of neglect. Lauren coughed, covering her mouth with her hand, trying to filter out the dust. She flicked on her flashlight, the beam cutting through the oppressive gloom, revealing the house's secrets. Cobwebs hung everywhere, thick and heavy, like the house was wrapped in a shroud of neglect. It was like stepping into the lungs of a forgotten beast, each room a chamber of mystery. As Lauren ventured deeper, a chill ran down her spine, the air growing colder with each step. The silence was broken only by the creaking of the house, as if it were whispering secrets to her. It was the sound of something old and weary, sighing in its sleep, a relic of a bygone era. Lauren pressed on, drawn deeper into the heart of the mystery, determined to uncover the truth. The house groaned around her, each step a descent into a nightmare, the air thick with an unsettling silence. The floorboards creaked, threatening to give way beneath her weight, each sound amplifying her growing dread. Lauren's heart pounded in her ears, a relentless drumbeat that echoed her fear. She pushed open a door and froze, her breath catching in her throat. A group of children huddled in the corner, their small bodies trembling. They were translucent, shimmering like heat waves on a summer day, their forms barely holding together. Their eyes were wide, filled with a sorrow that made Lauren's chest ache, a sorrow that seemed to reach into her soul.
"Help us! He won't let us leave!" Their voices were barely above a whisper, yet they carried a weight of desperation.
Lauren's fear was replaced by a wave of sympathy, a need to protect these lost souls. She took a step forward, then stopped, her resolve wavering. A low growl echoed through the room, sending a shiver down her spine. The children cowered, their eyes darting towards the shadows in the corner, as if expecting something terrible. A figure began to emerge from the darkness, its presence suffocating. It was tall and skeletal, its limbs impossibly long, moving with an unnatural grace. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent, icy blue light, piercing through the darkness. The children whimpered and huddled closer together, seeking comfort in each other's presence. Lauren felt a primal fear grip her heart, a fear that was ancient and unyielding. She wanted to run, to scream, but she couldn't move, her body betraying her. She was rooted to the spot, paralyzed by the sheer terror of what she was witnessing, unable to tear her eyes away from the horror unfolding before her. Lauren finally choked out, her voice a mere whisper. The figure chuckled, a dry, rasping sound that sent shivers down her spine.
"They call me Stelling-Wood, and these are my prisoners."
Stelling-Wood lunged, a blur of darkness and rage. He spat a stream of viscous liquid, catching one of the children on the arm. The child screamed, a high-pitched wail that echoed through the house. Lauren watched in horror as the liquid burned through the child's arm, leaving behind a smoking wound. "Lauren, stop it, leave them alone." Stelling-Wood laughed, a cruel, mocking sound.
"You cannot stop me, little one. They are mine. Their souls belong to me."
He turned his attention back to the children, his eyes glowing with a sinister light. Lauren knew she had to do something, but what? She was just one girl, and this thing was pure evil. Outside, The sun began to dip below the horizon, casting the house in an eerie, twilight glow. Lauren's parents, worried sick, had called the police. They arrived, sirens blaring, their flashing lights painting the house in stripes of red and blue.
The police tried to force their way inside, but the doors and windows wouldn't budge. It was as if the house itself was fighting back, determined to keep its secrets hidden.
Lauren's parents watched helplessly, their faces etched with fear and worry. Inside, Lauren could hear the commotion. She pounded on the walls, screaming for help. But her cries were swallowed by the thick, heavy air of the house. It was like being trapped in a tomb, buried alive with her own terror.
Stelling-Wood continued to torment the children, his laughter echoing through the halls. Lauren knew she couldn't wait for rescue. She had to do something, and fast. But what could she do? She was just a girl, trapped in a nightmare. One of the girls ran up and showed Lauren how to escape. Lauren escaped and heard a malicious roar and loud screams as she ran. As she got around the corner, she ran into her parents' arms. Police asked her what happened, and she explained. The police went into the house together, and there was nothing. They told Lauren to lie about things like that. On the drive home, Lauren told her parents what happened, but they didn't believe her. They scolded her and grounded her.
Lauren, feeling despair at leaving the kids behind, and knowing they would be punished for taking a meal from Stelling-Wood, decided she has to go back. So, with newfound courage, returned to the haunted house the following evening. Her face, though etched with fear, held a glimmer of hope. It was a rare sight in this dark, oppressive place.
The spirits of the children appeared before her, their voices faint but clear. They whispered, "You can free us. Confront him, and we will be released."
Lauren's heart leaped. Could this be the moment she had been desperately searching for?
"Can you help me confront him?" she asked, nodding towards Stelling-Wood, who was preoccupied with tormenting the other children. His presence was a constant source of terror.
The ghost children nodded. "He doesn't see us like he used to," they explained. "We've grown stronger, feeding on your fear. Your courage gives us power."
It wasn't reassuring, but it was all Lauren had. She confronted the malevolent spirit, her heart pounding in her chest. The air grew colder as she approached him. The ghost children stood by her side, their presence giving her strength.
"Go on," the ghost children urged. "We will help you. You must hurry."
Lauren hesitated, her eyes meeting the children's. She knew she couldn't leave them here again with that monster. The thought of abandoning them was unbearable.
"I'll free you," she whispered, her voice filled with a fierce determination. "I promise!" Her words were a vow she intended to keep.
And with that, she confronted the malevolent spirit, breaking his hold over the children. As the spirits of the children ascended to heaven, a sense of peace and hope filled the air. Lauren watched with tears of joy as the children found their eternal rest. Lauren watched as Stelling-Wood was dragged to hell where he belonged, and the ground closed around him. The air now light, and the house returned to its glory, beautiful, warm, and peaceful. With that, Lauren returned home, snuck into her window and slept well, knowing the kids were finally at peace.